Despite being a popular cartoon and even getting to be a launch title for the NES and Famicom, Popeye never got much of a career within gaming. There are some games for computers, a couple of Game Boy games, and one for Game Boy Advance. Interestingly, a sort of platformer racing hybrid similar to the Gourmet Race minigame from various Kirby games. The best Popeye game, however, was on the Super Famicom. The game is a platformer mixed with, and sort of hidden behind, a board game. It's not the first game to try this. In fact, in Flintstones The Treasure of Sierra Madrock, you also walk along a board. But that game is much more platformer than board game. This one is more board game than platformer. This is the story all about how Popeye's friends got turned into statues by a witch, and you need to collect hearts to free them from their stone shackles. Once you've collected enough hearts, you can fight the boss and advance to the next level. Instead of dice, you get a spinner, and the number it lands on, that's the number of steps you take, obviously. If you land on the space with a heart on it, you get to play a platforming level where you can find the heart. The house, field or cave spaces are also platforming levels, but without a heart they're quite short. Blank spaces usually do nothing at all. Blue and red spaces have random effects, good or bad. And there are also casinos where you can gamble your coins, and wandering boxers and birds that if you run into them you have to have a fight. When you've dealt enough damage, they drop spinach, which trigger what you'd expect, and then you can pummel them with great vengeance and furious anger. The platform stages are pretty fun actually. You get an anchor on a chain as a weapon, kinda like Castlevania, which you can swing around in 8 directions. You can also jump on the enemies, which are mostly big ants for some reason. The controls are a little sluggish, but I like how there's no knockback. You collect coins for points, and you can also get some power-ups, like a propeller that lets you fly, and a frog that turns you into a frog for easy swimming, and a wheel that makes you sort of invincible. Unfortunately, if you die on a platforming stage, you get booted back out to the board and have to hope to get a good roll again to get back there. Once you have the heart, however, it doesn't matter too much if you finish the stage. If you die after collecting the heart, you still get to keep it, although you won't get any bonus points. When you run out of lives, it's game over predictably. You can continue, but the heart count is reset, so it's the same as resetting the game altogether. Even though I said this is the best Popeye game, it still could have been better. And I pretty much think this is the board game element's fault. The platform elements are solid here, the graphics are good and so is the music, but getting to the fun parts can be a bit tedious. I wish there was a cheat code that lets you play only the platforming stages. Kinda like how in Guardian Legend there's a code that lets you play only the shooting segments, even though I want it to be the other way around, personally. I appreciate uniqueness as much as the next guy, but this game might have been better off as a regular platformer. They certainly had enough good ideas and know-how here to make a decent one. But as it stands, Popeye Ijiwaru Majo Seahag no Maki is a platformer and board game mixture for 1 or 2 players, and it is a good time if you have some patience. Find it and let it blow you down.